and more Argentines slipping into poverty, there's a desperate need for some kind of government assistance. But when the state tries to help out, not all of that assistance gets to where it's really needed. And for some, management of state aid is a very lucrative business. Welcome to A Bloke in Buenos Aires with news and views in English from the capital of Argentina. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Last Tuesday, I'm starting to notice a pattern here. All the most interesting stories happen on a Tuesday. Anyway, last Tuesday the police conducted dozens of raids on soup kitchens known as Comedores. The raids were following up on a large amount of tips left on an anonymous anti-corruption helpline and an investigation conducted by a TV news channel. Known as Comedores Fantasmas or ghost kitchens, it was discovered that around half of these soup kitchens simply don't exist, despite being registered for government assistance. A lot of these were set up in 2020 as emergency measures during the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, things were done so quickly there was no real oversight to the registration process, and so it presented a perfect opportunity for corruption. Some Comedores have closed but continue to be registered and receiving government assistance, some never opened, and others have completely invented addresses on roads that don't even exist. Easy to do in the shanty towns where the soup kitchens are most needed, but also most difficult to keep track of. There are some 38,000 such Comedores registered across Argentina, which more and more people have come to rely upon as Milei's austerity bites and poverty grows. For expediency, the previous government left the administration of soup kitchens in the hands of the large and well-established social organisations and movements. Food and money was distributed to these intermediary organisations as demanded, with almost no checks as to what was happening. Leaders of the social movements are said to have pocketed money, and there have been widespread reports of the food and other essential supplies being sold to the poor rather than distributed for free as intended. These social movements function as kind of trade unions for the poor, amongst whom they have a lot of support. They present themselves as guardians for the most needy in society. Their supporters swell the numbers of the large anti-government marches, which are becoming more and more frequent, and their most militant members are known as piqueteros and are used as foot soldiers in fights with the police. Having a tight grip on supplies also allows these social movements to manipulate people into swelling the ranks of their marches and demonstrations in return for food. Milei calls these organisations poverty managers and has stated that he wants these intermediaries removed and welfare support given directly to the people who actually need it, which seems fair enough. The task of sorting this out is in the hands of the Ministry of Human Capital, headed by Sandra Petavelo. Back in December, she announced that all soup kitchens would be audited to find out what was really going on, and all supplies were stopped. That was almost 5 months ago, during which time the Comedores have been forced to rely on donations or simply turn the hungry away. There's a lot of poor people in Argentina. Official figures say that almost 50% of the population live below the poverty line, and the numbers are growing. It would be unfair to lay the blame for this situation entirely at the feet of the Milei government, since most of this problem was created by the poor management of previous administrations. It's also suggested that previous governments may have intentionally created this situation so that there would be a huge pool of voters dependent on state welfare for survival. Indeed, earlier administrations had created a complex and generous network of welfare plans, which cost the state a lot of money, create a disincentive to finding work, and are open to corruption and freeloading. Thanks for watching. If you like this latest video, please give it a like. And if you're not already subscribed but want to see more content like this, just click on the button. If you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee in the link below. And until next time, que tengas un buen día.